Om Sthapakaya cha dharmasya sarvadharmasvarupine avatara varisthaya Ramakrishnaya te namaha. Sri Ramakrishna is telling, but you must have firm conviction. You must pray to him wholeheartedly. Do you know what the God of worldly people is like? It is like children saying to one another while at play, I swear by God. They have learned the word from the quarrels of their aunts and grandmothers, or it is like God to a dandy. The dandy, all spick and span, his lips red from chewing betel leaf, walks in the garden, cane in the hand, and plucking a flower, exclaims to his friend, "Ah, what a beautiful flower God has made." This is the feeling of the worldly person. But this feeling of a worldly person is momentary. It lasts as long as a drop of water on red-hot frying pan. Sri Ramakrishna is speaking about the formation of conviction. The convictions regarding God, what is God, what am I, what is this world? All philosophies, Indian philosophies, deal with the three entities. As long as we are bodies, there are three ultimate realities. My own existence, Jiva, Jagat, this universe, and the beyond, which is governing, a power which is governing the whole universe to be in a perfectly moving, perfectly in an order. Look at our own bodily existence, how we can clearly predict what is going to happen, how the breathing, how the digestion takes place, how circulation of blood takes place, and accordingly manage many of the things. We can predict the movements of the whole universe or the world, stars and planets, how specifically we are able to judge. Now you look at the missiles from one point of the earth to the other, exactly opposite point, they can aim because of the laws governing the physical world. We know with all perfection, zero error, the world is moving. So landing a spacecraft on moon, on any planet, how much of distances they will be traveling, at what different speeds, we are able to predict where it is going to be after 10 days at this hour. All the objects are moving. Earth is moving. Sun with all the planets are moving. Each planet is moving, and we are able to predict because of the perfect law and order by which the whole universe is moving. Similarly, our bodily existence, similarly transmigration, karma, everything, whole thing is perfectly governed. And nothing you can do, you cannot escape from anything. Such a perfect law. Only thing, to go beyond, you can transcend this whole nature and go beyond. None of the forces of the universe or nature you can oppose or destroy. Nothing can be done here. It is governed by perfect law, and that law is called Ritam. Om Hrim Ritam. Om is the absolute existence. Hrim is the whole universe with all its powers and glory. And then Ritam is the law of the absolute manifesting within the universe as the unchangeable and eternal law governing the universe. So this whole system, when we see how to go beyond, I want to enter into a realm where there is no bondage, there is no suffering. Can I? The scriptures and the enlightened soul promise, yes, you can. Are you ready to pay the price? Yes, it is there. So what are we expecting is available. The whole thing is how you believe in the things till you reach the goal. And here Sri Ramakrishna says, firm convictions, definite convictions. This is this. I am going by this path. So many innumerable paths, Sri Ramakrishna, each one has his own path to reach the beyond. The major, suppose we take Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, Raja Yoga, and our nature is to depend on these, all these, the sources and the instruments to each of these yoga is within us. We have mind, we have intellect, we have a heart to love. All we have within, we have body to serve. How much and what percentage you are going to adopt, everything is going to take you. Love of God also is going to take you beyond. And similarly, your intellectual efforts to transcend also is going to take you beyond. Your self-control, Raj Yoga also is going to take you beyond. Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga, all these, even Mantra Yoga, constant repetition of a mantra can take you beyond this universe, beyond this nature, can release you from the loss of nature, exempt you from the loss of nature. But the path you are going to transcend, the path by which you are going to tread the path and going to transcend the nature, you must have clear and firm conviction that at any time, the disturbances or any thought, any objections or any other influences should not be able to shake you from that path. So clear, so that's why much of the time is given for self-control and adhyana. You are gone studying deeply the scriptures. Scripture is the only authority and authority of the enlightened souls. What the saints and prophets or the incarnation tell us, that is the only adhara on which, because beyond time and space we can never peep beyond. We cannot know. We are within the realm of time and space, and that's all our limit. To peep beyond, I don't have power, because senses cannot reach that realm, mind cannot reach that realm, intellect cannot reach that realm, nothing can reach that realm. So you cannot understand. But if the scriptures, what scriptures say, with faith in that, we start walking. Just like I'm going somewhere, a foreign land. I have never seen, but a few who have seen are able to guide me. And suppose a land, suppose I want to go to Himalayas, then how I will try to gather as much information as possible and try to meet the people who have gone through the path and reached that goal. What are the pits that we pass through? What are the difficulties we have? What is the status there which I have to face? All this information I get. Similarly, the path by which I am going to adopt and move. I am going to study, learn, and then under a proper Guru, trust in Guru, trust in scriptures, is called Shraddha. Nitya Nitya Vastu Viveka, Iha Amutra Phalabhoga Viraga, Shamadamaji Shat Sampat, and Mumukshutva. This is the main. When we take the Patanjali Yoga Sutra, Yama, Niyama are common to all paths. Yama is restraint of mind and senses from its natural tendency to run after the world. Yama, Niyama. It is like water is flowing in a river. To put a dam is Yama. To divert the water and take to the fields where you can grow your crop is called Niyama. So all my senses, mind, which are running after this world in its own way, driven by its past tendencies, are to be curbed and to be directed towards divine again and again. And it becomes more and more subtle, that it can penetrate through the nature and be beyond. Once you decide, I have to go, the mind itself finds a way. Once you decide, I have to transcend this, I have to go beyond, mind will find its own way, how it can go. Mind has tremendous power to achieve whatever it wants, and it has done all through our life. What it wanted, it has achieved. Whether it is world, or name and fame, or the powers, or the wealth, or enjoyments of the world, somehow or the other, it has acquired, and so will it acquire even the self-control or anything, tapas, and to go beyond. The penetrative intellect is created, all that receptivity. You gain all the powers that you need. It is within you. You are manifesting it out to go towards the divine. So here only thing, faith, conviction. Conviction is what I, through intellectual understanding, I am trying to discern the whole plan, and intellectually I am convinced it will make me reach. This intellectual conviction through the logic is called, I try to analyze, will it lead me? Just like children now, when they are reaching 10th standard, what subject I should choose, which studies I have to go, how they select. Let me go by medical, let me go engineering, let me go arts, science, commerce. How they decide. Like that, they have not studied, but they have seen all this, analyzed. After analysis, thorough analysis, they will decide, yes, this will be my path. Like that, through analysis, we reach. This is conviction. Another is faith, which is beyond reasoning. Reasoning in logic will not apply. For example, God exists. It is totally faith. Some small amount of intellectual convictions can be formed. God exists because the whole universe is going on in a perfect way, in an orderly way. There must be a conscious entity behind which is governing it. This is all the intellectual understanding or support that we get. But no, you cannot form the convictions are not possible. Through intellectual discernment, there we bring about the faith. Oh, he says, he has never told a lie. So it must be true. Regarding Sri Ramakrishna, or those who are enlightened, Buddha, all these prophets, they have assured, no, that is the path. Sri Ramakrishna is telling about the conviction, but you must have firm conviction. You must be firm in one ideal, so many ideals. Each one has his own path. Some amount of bhakti I will adopt, some amount of the percentage differs from person to person according to his own nature. Some amount of bhakti, some amount of jnana, some amount of self-control, some amount of sacrifice. All this will mix up to go. Sri Ramakrishna says always 3 yogas will be together. Just like a flying bird, it needs a tail to go change directions and move, and 2 wings to push itself forward. So like that, 3 yogas will go, one will be predominant. You must be firm in one ideal, dive deep. If you don't have any counter thoughts, if you don't have doubts, if you are fully convinced, and then it will easily take you small doubts. The vismarana, lack of constant remembrance, vismarana, and then doubts, samshaya, are the 2 things that go on retarding your speed each time. You want to sit, then suddenly some doubt comes. A third is lethargy, alasya. Let me do, I can't do. My body is not well, my mind is not well, my people are not well. Some reason they don't do, they abstract this, that. If you have inner firmness, all these are tests in your life. That in spite of all this, I am able to go. I will go. That grit to reach, the yearning to reach, will make all the obstacles, small petty things that I can pass over. Dive deep. Diving deep is possible if you don't have doubts. All other abstractions coming from external, you can cross over. Inside there must be no doubts. Otherwise, you cannot get the gems at the bottom of the ocean. You cannot pick up the gem if you only float on the surface. Most of the sadhakas are floating on the surface. Some are standing outside the waters and looking at it, looking at the ocean, standing on the land. Some have tried to go inside but are not able to sink. They start floating and they cannot find the gem. If they want gem, you have to dive with him. With these words, Master sang in a sweet voice that had bewitched the hearts of the devotees like Keshav. Keshav was a great orator of those days, who is a very highly intellectual, learned, and also a sadhaka by himself, a spiritual aspirant. And then at the same time, he was able to bring about so many transformations in people's understanding. One of the important institutions of those days, which is no more now, he was governing. He was the founder of an institution, Brahmo Samaj, of those days, and he was. But it could not succeed because the basics were good, but its manifestations are limited. When we accept a thing, we must accept the whole thing. If you accept the world, all things that are going to manifest in the universe, like if you accept this universe, then sukha, dukkha, jiva, mrityu, transmigration of the jiva, all things you have to accept. Now they are started transforming the Hinduism because of the influences of the other religions and all that to bring about, eliminate the worship of idols. Saguna Sakara is false, only Nirguna Nirakara is the truth. With that they moved. So it cannot survive. If Saguna Sakara is true, then Nirguna Nirakara is also true. Nirguna Nirakara is there, then Saguna Sakara. If you say only Nirguna Nirakara is true, all this universe, everything, world and we, everything is unreal, it's very difficult to move about. You are unreal, how can you move? How can you achieve? So that God is Nirguna Nirakara alone made it to dissolve. Any religion which doesn't accept, there are innumerable paths to God and innumerable manifestations of God will not be there, because just like computer, when it began, the computer, all electricity, electricity was exclusively used for lighting. Now look at the multiple ways to cool, to heat, to move the matter here and there. As engines, how many things. Now trains and all are run by electricity. People transportation. Similarly, computer. Now you look at the computer in all fields. Computer. Now new phases of computer are coming. AI, artificial intelligence. Unimaginable dimension it's going. Now, if you accept computer, you have to accept all the manifestations that are there, that are going to come in future, and that have passed in the olden days and has become obsolete. All this we have to accept. If you accept just a computer alone, which came in the first once upon a time, if you accept and the rest you leave, it cannot be. So God is infinite. You cannot limit Him. This is the most important teaching of Sri Ramakrishna. You follow any path, you will reach. That's why He did not only preach, He practiced every religion, every path in Hinduism, every denomination in Hinduism. He practiced individually and reached the end and went on putting the stamp, yes, of validity. Yes, this is valid, this is valid, this is valid. I have seen the end. I have seen the end. And putting on, you can go by any path. All paths will lead you. Have firm conviction in the path you are going. Leave the rest. And have full conviction in the path you are going. And you will reach. This assurance Sri Ramakrishna gives. So, if we don't accept this, God is infinite and paths are infinite, we will be lost. Dive deep, O mind, dive deep in the ocean of God's beauty. If you descend to the utmost depths, there you will find the gem of love. Dive deep. There are 3 ways of transcending. One is diving within, one is sinking within, one is inward journey. All the paths are possible. You are sinking within. From the externalmost bodily existence, just like you enter into sleep, consciously you are going in the same way. Just like a stone put in the water or a parachute coming down in the sky. How smoothly it comes and descends. Suppose a stone is tied to a piece of wood. Stone weight is just a little more than the wood's buoyancy, then how beautifully, slowly it sinks, you see. This is sinking within to your own inner world. One by one layer you pass through. Similarly, diving within. It is like a huge lake. In lake, you are on the surface of the earth. You want to dive within and see. Diving. Sinking is you are already there and you are sinking. Diving is from land from worldly existence, I enter into the diving or waking state to the transcendental state, diving, turning inward and taking the inward journey. Inward journey is exactly opposite to sleep. How we sleep? Leave the one by one layers. Body first goes off. Mind and senses go off. I am living and going within. From waking state to dream state. From dream state to deep sleep. From deep sleep to my own real home. Every day I go expanding the universal consciousness. Shrink back again and project to the waking state. Jagrat, Swapna, Shushupti. Every day I am passing. Each time I sleep, I go to the root of my own existence and come back, entering and coming back. So this is inward. The sleep is going like this and then turning inward and going. Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya. And I am passing through. This is inward journey, crossing one by one layers of my own existence, having new and new experiences of more freedom, more joy, more light, and less bondages, less suffering, less darkness. I am entering into light. This is inward journey. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.